Hey guys, we are back with the final hazard. Bio-lizard. Bio-lizard. We're back with Bio-lizard. He's big and ugly and he's killed me twice because I've been too greedy to pick up rings, so. He's very tedious. He reminds me of old like Crash Bandicoot bosses where you have to just wait. You know, you can't just go nuts and kill him. You have to let him do his thing, and then you can grind up the side of his face and then hit him. I'm actually very excited, not so much for the Jak and Daxter playthrough. And not to say I'm not excited for that. It's going to be exciting, but I'm more excited for Ninja Gaiden 3 because I mean I'm pumped for Ninja Gaiden 3 to begin with, but I think it'll be fun to play it with a whole bunch of people who have never seen the game itself either. So we're all going to be in disillusion. As long as you guys don't mind a few spoilers and whatnot. I mean, if you're watching it, I figure you probably know there's going to be story and stuff in it. And just so you know, I won't be talking through cutscenes and ruining the moment or anything like that, or at least, unless of course something really needs to be addressed. Like how Ryu Hayabusa should probably die like 1 billion times, but doesn't. The scale for this boss is actually really nice. I mean, definitely blows the other bosses out of the water. I don't think you have a boss this big before this. At least I can't think of any. Whoa, that would have been bad. Sneaky save. I love his face when he's hawking the loogie orbs. He looks very displeased. He has an overbite too. Big snagglepuss. Oh, I guess it's time to grind his face. Also, something else I addressed with someone else one day, probably Jesse or Nate, but look really carefully at his head. He doesn't have eyes. It looks like he has eyes, but they're like tubes. Try to get close to his head, but wow, you can't see it from this perspective. But he just has like tubes. Oh, that was close. That was close. Don't panic, everybody. Don't panic. Do not panic. For I am here with future pants. See, look, tubes, no eyes. Okay, we're gonna try this again. I don't know, for whatever reason, I can't homing attack these balls. Haha, homing attack balls. Oh, turd! I'm going for it. Spin to win. Yeah. Seriously though, most of the time it's not worth doing. Especially now, because we're going into his last form. Not his last form, but I guess his last attack. He's got one more attack in him, and you need every ring in like your inventory for this one. Do not take a hit here, I kid you not, it'll be the death of you. You have to do this part flawlessly. Flawlessly. What he does is, as opposed to before where you homing attack up the side and you can collect rings, I guess he didn't do it. It's probably the next time, I guess, then. I'm gonna die. I need some rings. Really bad. Okay, so I guess he has one more hit. Please don't let me die here. Yes! Okay, so he's got one more attack in him. And I am out of rings. Yoink! That's what happens. That's right. He throws you into the air, and you have to maneuver your way through the pink orbs, avoiding them shooting at you, and hit it. If you screw that up or you don't have rings for that, you can't take a hit. And he goes down like a clown, Charlie Brown.
Get out, you ugly prototype.
And you get your triumphant music. It's very triumphant. And this is like the second to last cutscene of the game before the last boss. Now, this is another reference to Sonic Adventure DX.
The 7 Chaos. Chaos is power. Power is enriched by the heart. The controller is the one that unifies the chaos. Only you can do this. Stop the Chaos Emeralds!
That, I don't know what you want to call it, that chant there comes from Tikal from Sonic Adventure DX. For whatever reason, Knuckles knows this chant too. Maybe it's explained and I missed it, or maybe I just don't remember. See, look, no eyes, pipes. Ah, look at us flop his feet around.
Is it gone? Is that what Chaos Control is?
Dude, you use Chaos Control all the time. Probably knows more about it than anyone else.
Without the Chaos Emeralds, why is the space colony still on a crash course to Earth?
Favorite cutscene.
Sonic?
Cue enthralling music. They just assume Shadow knows how to do this too. Wow, look at Knuckles' face. Look at that face. You just gotta hit the heavy guitar and the theme music. Sonic looks like he's about to throw some dice. Wow, look how shiny they are. So now you get the amazing last boss of Sonic Adventure 2 battle. Hopefully I'm going to do it quite quickly. You have the final hazard. Now, what's going on here is Damaged Bio-Lizard is still going for the Earth. He wants to destroy it. So you, as Super Sonic and Super Shadow, have to fly into these things and crush him. Wonder if anyone's like not seen this boss before. The idea is you cannot die as Super Sonic and Super Shadow. You either run out of rings or he actually makes it to Earth, because as you're gonna see as time goes on in the boss fight, it's gonna get pretty hectic. I might beat him pretty quick.
I'll collect the rings. Now it's up to you, Sonic. Shadow, you need rest.
And we need our little like introductions to super forms. He's gonna try to stop you, and for the most part, this actually can get pretty tough. Specifically, right about now or a bit later, he's gonna do some craziness, but we're gonna be okay from here on, I think. Yeah, everyone's like talking to you now. He hits me with the double laser. It's all about avoiding at this point, because if he hits you, the way he does this is he throws you back and you have to start flying towards him again. But your ring count is shared. So Sonic only has 40 rings now, because I guess that's whatever I had left off afterwards. So now he has all those little orbs he had during the boss fight, but now he has 2 lasers. I just got shot, that's going to put me back. And when you get shot, it really slows you down. So really try to, push forward, even though it gets really hectic here. Just, make your breaks. Go for the kill. Here I come, you creep! Dated language of Sonic the Hedgehog. Whoop! 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 Oh, nuts. So I have 33 seconds to kill this boss. Oh, jeez! Oh, jeez! This might be a close one. As you can see, the screen's starting to turn red as the planet is, like, maneuvering its way down to the planet. If you take too long, I believe they send you back to Sonic. It might be a different Sonic game altogether, but I have very little time. 7 seconds. Ugh, I'm gonna die here. Yup. And if you run out of rings, like any Sonic fan knows, Sonic can't stay alive in space unless he's Super Sonic. So, same rules apply to Shadow, and he will suffocate or fall into non-existence. I don't know. So it starts out fairly simple, like you saw, and it gets really difficult. So we're doing okay though. We're going great for time. It's kind of disappointing though. He killed me on his last bit of health. I wonder when they rendered Shadow, like what was their decision choice for his color? Was it like we didn't want him to look just like Sonic, so we decided to pick a different color palette that looks just like yellow, but like stupid shiny yellow? This giant lizard is getting to me. I am going to take him out and take great joy in this. That's right, you better change up your moves. I'm not done with you. Yeah! Actually, I wonder what those sores actually are on his body. That alone what again is he? That ever explained? Is like even in like that Sonic cartoon that was abysmal. But I mean, like, did they ever explain when they got to the bio-lizard part what he is? Or is it just kind of understood that he's a giant freakish space lizard? This is actually probably one of the worst iterations of Super Sonic in the last boss in the Sonic series. Because after this comes Sonic Heroes, where you barely play as Super Sonic at all. Then there's Shadow the Hedgehog, where there makes no difference playing Super Shadow than there does, like, other than you can shoot infinite Chaos Spheres, which are kind of cool, but... And Sonic 06, we don't talk about that game, so... It's kind of interesting in Sonic 06 how they decided both super forms would work, how everyone gets their own special skill, but... Jeez, this guy is hard. It's like he knows where I'm going with these, like, lasers, and he's just like, I deny you. Okay, we're back where we left off. 11 minutes in, and we just have to hit him one more time with Shadow. They've given me 40 rings, so we're going for the goal here. Nothing's slowing this guy down. Come on. Super Shadow. This one time I took like 32 tries to do this boss just because of this like one end sequence. And what's funny, because it's literally the same sequence as Sonic. And then you get the amazing cutscene of the bio-lizard exploding.
I must destroy all the evil the Professor has created.
And a completion screen with Super Shadow or Hyper Shadow and Super Sonic. I don't know if there's a difference. And big dramatic conclusion.
No way that's getting through.
Shadow, I beg of you.
Maria.
Give them a chance to be happy.
I like the pieces of the skull and the arc breaking off is a nice touch. And they move it back to a safe distance. It's assumed that Shadow runs out of rings and dies.
This is my promise I made.
And I believe it's because Shadow is supposed to bring destruction, but he wants to make good on his promise, so he kills himself. I don't know. Saves the Earth from himself, I assume. And the world is happy again. I'd be pumped. These guys just clapping. What are you clapping about, man? Cheer. Get in that. And the final sad cutscene of the game.
Where is Shadow?
Here, I stole it off his corpse.
Do you really think that the Professor created him, or Shadow, to carry out the revenge on all those who live here on Earth?
He was what he was, a brave and heroic hedgehog who gave his life to save his planet. Shadow the Hedgehog.
I guess you're right.
As a child, I looked up to my grandfather because of all the great things he accomplished in his life. He was my hero, and I wanted to be a great scientist like him. What? Did he really mean to destroy us?
I don't know, but what I do know is we all did it together.
Wow, what a totally Tails line there. We all did it together.
So what's next for you, Rouge? Off again to find those jewels you love so much?
Nah, I think I'm gonna give up this line of work. Too much work for too little pay. Anyway, I've got something better than jewels that I'm thinking about right now. It'll all work out. You'll see.
If you say so.
Creator. The ultimate life form.
What's the matter, Sonic?
Oh it's nothing.
Seriously, this must be catastrophic for Sonic. He meets a hedgehog who's a decent opponent to him, other than Amy. Like, I mean, and I'm not saying Amy's a good opponent or anything, I'm just saying it must be nice to deal with someone of your own kind who isn't Amy. And he gets blown into the vacuum of space. How crappy is that? I call malarkey. There are still pieces on that colony arc that I saw them blown off during that cutscene. I'm just saying. Splitting hairs. Well guys, I suppose that's all there is to it. That would be the end of my Sonic Adventure 2 Battle playthrough. I know it's been a while since I've done any, Vex or anything like that, but we'll get back to it. We're moving forward, we're getting stuff done. Really appreciate all the viewers, all the watching, all the support. Even if it did take me forever to get this stuff out, I really do apologize, but I'm glad we're done, and I had a great time recording it. I hope you had a great time watching it. I really never know what to say after the playthroughs, I guess thanks for viewing is just the best way to put it. And then from here, that's all. Thanks to Kim for helping me record some of this stuff. I mean, she can't help me edit, but I always appreciate someone to talk to during these playthroughs. Except in Ninja Gaiden 3, man, that's going to be like strictly main. That's going to be male dominated. Other than with Jesse, because he gets to enjoy too. But, thanks again for watching, everybody. This is Gaming Memoirs with Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. There's nothing left to see. I'm sorry we didn't get the Chow videos out. Maybe again, who knows, maybe I'll put something up in the future, but there's really not much else to say. So, this is T, Gaming Memoirs, signing off. 10th anniversary of Sonic. Thanks for watching.